All right, we're all here. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining us, and we're gonna open up the November meeting of the Hugh Cargill Trust. So thank you. So first on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from our, I apologize, on the agenda, it actually says that we're looking at the minutes from both October 2nd and October 14th. October 2nd was that special session. I was not on that call. And it was the executive session, so I don't believe there were minutes taken. Is that right?
So, Jill, you actually just have to post minutes saying that like the meeting was called to order and that then the Hugh Cargill Trust Committee went into executive session. We won't post the minutes for the executive session with those details, but we just have to say that like a meeting was called to order and went into executive session.
Great.
Okay, I wasn't there either. I was working, so I don't know who could write that up.
I can do that.
Okay, thank you very
much. If that's all it
much.
needs to say, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, for the October 14th, I would just add to it that I logged in at 9 o'clock and not 8:50. So ashamed.
And the other thing that should be changed on there is on the paragraph labeled approval, it says the Treasury report for December was presented. So
sorry.
It's okay. You know, cutting and pasting is perfectly acceptable.
Sure am.
So yeah, so I assume it was September's treasurer's report that we accepted then.
For the for the end of September.
Yeah.
I've made both those changes.
Okay. Excellent, thank you. Any other changes?
Not a changes, addition. It sounds like we also need minutes from the executive session on the 14th, which at least I didn't see.
I can get those. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
Great. Anything else? All right, wonderful. Then can I get a motion to approve these minutes with those amendments?
So moved.
Second. And all in favor?
Aye.
All in favor. Thank you. Excellent. And then we also have the treasurer's report for this month.
Yep. All I'd point out is we had one gift to the Hugh Cargill Trust, $500. We had 62 checks were sent for tax relief, and seven awards were made. And the one note at the bottom is, I believe there's still a car repair that's been approved, but a check has not been written. Is that correct, Joe?
That's correct.
It wasn't for the month.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Great.
I just had a question. Is that is that an unusual number of tax relief requests, or is it just coinciding with the bill?
It's not. No, that's the normal number. They go up throughout the year because a few more people will sign on.
So we're not seeing an upward, given the tax increases, we're not seeing an upward trend. No. Interesting.
I think it's just as people hear about it.
I mean, that's good. I guess we've been quietly trying to spread the word a little bit more. So
I think that comes through, a lot of them come through the Council on Aging. And then Joe, if you just remind anybody who's a homeowner that it's available to see, that's another way to spread the word.
Mm-hmm. I noted that in the Concord Bridge last week, there was an article about the residential tax exemption, and it did mention tax relief available through Hugh Cargill. So I was happy to see that, because there were, if you recall, there had been that letter that responded to our previous annual appeal letter where it was like, like calling us audacious or whatever for, making that request. So
I'm going to have another, I have another thing I want to follow up with that, but I think it's in our regular meeting, not in approving the minutes. So if we approve the minutes.
We approve the minutes.
There will be more to talk about the tax.
Okay. And then we need to approve the treasurer's report. So did we do that? No. So I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report for October.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Great. Aye. All right. Thank you. All right. Then let's talk about property tax relief.
There was one new applicant this month, and that person meets the criteria. That just came in last week.
Okay. Great.
So Catherine and Shannon, I've got a couple of people on my list it seems to me that I should, when those things come to me, I should just forward them to you. They shouldn't really be on our executive session, isn't it? Right? There's no, I mean,
Right.
there's no judgment here. It's either you're in, right?
Right, we're not, yeah, there's no
Right.
judgment on it, and we don't actually approve them. I just check to see that their property tax value is below the amount, and that the amount that they say their income is fits the bill.
Right.
So did we vote on this?
We voted on the treasurer's report on the minutes.
Okay, so I'm wondering, and this will go with also we'll talk about in the letter that you did, Kristen, should we be calling the tax relief not Hugh Cargill tax relief? It's the selectmen's tax relief. Because I think by saying it's a Hugh Cargill tax relief, we are saying we can help people with their taxes. We can we just check off that they meet the selectmen's. The selectmen's make all the determination for this, and they're the ones who started the fund. I think we should keep their name in it.
That sounds well.
Otherwise, it's going to get confusing. People are going to say, why won't the Hugh Cargill Trust help me?
Yeah.
When that's not our mission, and tax relief is a long-term burden for people, not short-term, something that we're trying to get through. But we can talk more about that.
I mean, I wonder if it would add any confusion, because people might not recognize that we have nothing to do with it other than kind of being a pass-through of the requests. But I guess that's not clear anyway. I just, I wish Wendy was on.
I think it's that we administer the selectmen's, a fund started by the selectmen. Shannon has her hand up.
Yep.
There was a separate property tax relief committee that Ginny McIntyre used to chair. They really were not doing anything throughout the year. So we did fold that into the Hugh Cargill Trust Committee's charge. So I do think it makes sense for this to be kind of referred to as like the Hugh Cargill Trust Committee's property tax relief program. The fund was started by the select board, but I really don't think they have much to do with the program at this time. But
Okay.
we did include this provision in the committee's charge now that you administer the property tax relief.
So somehow we have to distinguish that this is a separate fund. Make sure we're clear about that in our communication.
When we did that trifold last year, it's an opportunity, I think, in something like that to add this kind of clarification.
Yeah.
Select board, that it's, the Hugh Cargill tax relief as determined by, the select board.
Select board.
Something along them. So maybe, when we get to the letter, we can look, and maybe there's a sentence that could be added to that. Just to clarify so that people don't don't direct their misguided, frustration around taxes to us. We're just trying to help.
I wouldn't react to one, crank response. I mean, if there are other reasons to do it, but I think, Shannon's point seems dispositive here, right? That if it's part of the charge of the Hugh Cargill Trust, then
yeah, I don't think it hurts though to have a sentence that clarifies, as administered by the Hugh Cargill Trust tax relief, but with guidelines set by the select board.
I think that captures it.
Yeah.
And for somebody that's, reading closely, they would understand that, we're not setting policy here.
Shannon?
I feel like you all are setting the requirements for this program. I feel like the select board is not doing that.
But when they set,
Well, then, Shannon, how would you say that it's tied, but it is tied to a number out. The requirements are tied to something outside of us. We don't set the.
Yes, and that is the senior means property exemption program. our guidelines are the same as that state program. So, and I think that we do point that out in the application for property tax relief, but I don't think that the select board is setting any of the standards for this program.
Okay, then it's it would be to the state senior means property tax.
Yeah, and I don't have the application in front of me, but I'm 90% sure we have a line in there that says that the program requirements are the same as that.
Okay.
So it's, so if every town has the same terms?
For the state. That's a state, that's another property tax relief thing that people can apply for.
Yeah, that's offered by our assessor's office, and those are state program requirements. So I know that the Hugh Cargill property tax relief standards are the same as that program.
And not every other town will have this other supplemental support available.
Correct.
Right.
I'm looking at the letter that they sign and send to you, Shannon, or to the town, and it
Yeah.
doesn't, where they make their application, it doesn't say anything about the state.
Okay, let me take a look at the website and then also the letters that we send to people once they are approved, because I'm confident that somewhere we've put on there that the standards is the same as the senior means program.
Okay.
Okay. So we can circle back to that next month. It doesn't really change much. I mean, it changes nothing, other than to just provide some clarification for in our defense. You know, it's just justification for how we make these decisions, or
Is there, in my limited time, I've not seen any people pushing back or questioning that, but that's a pretty limited period of time, so.
Right, it's just that there are several kinds of tax relief that people can apply for, and I think it's
Right.
getting complicated. People do get complicated and confused when there's 3 of them they can be applying for, and they have to reapply every year, probably at different times. And
Is there a one-page thing that summarizes that for us, so that, because I don't know all of them.
I'll look and see what we have.
right, that might be helpful for the town to have in general, you know.
Right.
And if we're all a little confused about it, then and we're close to the action, to you know, in a sense. I imagine there's a lot of just a lack of information or some similar confusion out there.
Right. As I said, the Council on Aging, I actually know the last person who applied, and I had spoken to her, and she got the information through Council on Aging. She made
So they might already have this
the
developed.
Council on Aging has the forms and does direct people who reach out to them.
Yeah, it'd be great to have a copy.
I can ask Nicole for that, unless somebody else wants to. Are you in touch with her, Catherine, regularly, or?
I'm not in touch with
Okay,
her.
I'll reach out to Nicole, because I know her pretty well. So
Thank you.
I'll ask her for what is given out, and for just explaining all the just tax relief programs. Okay, great. All right. Can we move on to the next item, which is the preparations for the annual appeal? And Kristen was kind enough to send us a new draft of that letter. I thought it struck a really nice tone, changing it a little bit up from previous years.
Yeah, I would just suggest that instead of having Hugh Cargill Trust twice in the first line, we just say, we invite you to contribute to the Hugh Cargill Trust and the Property Tax Relief Fund. Otherwise, seems very formal, more formal with the right on top of each other.
Right, so just say we invite you to contribute to the Hugh Cargill Trust and the Property Tax Relief Fund.
Got it.
It's a really nice letter. Thank you.
It is.
Thank you. Do we have the number? I lost track of how many we've given out. Like, I don't think we need to do since the last iteration of the letter, but Catherine, do you know? I just want to make sure we knew, like.
We have given, well, I would have to, I mean, I could do year to date, I could do the last year, I'll have to piece it together. So far this year, we've made 57, from my treasurer's report, 57 distributions for Hugh Cargill Trust. And helped 60, the property taxes helped, 235. Well, we've made 235, divide that by 4, and that's approximately what it is.
Okay.
Tell me what time frame you want, and we can.
Do people have an opinion? I don't.
It says the sentence says the last year, right?
Yeah, so I think last calendar year, and it can be approximate, and we can even say like we've helped over X number of people. That always sounds better.
I'll look up last year and year to date and last 12 months or something and see what we have.
Thank you.
Great. So that would be to update that, that middle paragraph. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
And would you add something in about tax relief there? Because it just is saying the, it just says facing hardship. It doesn't specify whether it's, the trust or the tax relief.
Yeah, I think it's fine I mean, personally, I think it's fine just to say we've helped over X number of people facing hardship or.
Yeah.
So would you include, then you could include, would you put the numbers together for that?
I would.
Acts.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there is a general feeling in Concord that like nobody needs help, right? I mean, we all know that is not true, but I think the more people we can point to that have been affected by, people's gifts in our committee, I think that's always better.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's a good point.
And let me think how we might say about the camperships and Polly, that's through the silent fund, which is not one of these. You could say our committee also has facilitated camperships and should we talk about the holiday gift program?
I think the timing is right.
Yeah.
And through I think it is, and through the committee, through the silent fund has helped that would, over 100 people, over 100 families have received help through the silent fund.
Mm-hmm. And that's primarily paying for the holiday gifts and the camp scholarships. So when we support some requests like what's coming up, for volleyball programs, and we've done other, training camps, that's coming out of our general fund, not out of the silent.
Right, that's coming out of the Hugh Cargill Trust, but so the Hugh Cargill Hugh Cargill and property tax have helped more than 125, I would say, and then the committee also has helped 100, and through the silent fund has helped 100 families as well, 100 plus families as well.
Does it confuse people though to introduce this concept of the silent fund?
Yes, I'm confused. So
okay, all right. So
well,
don't
we can just say additionally, over 100 families have received assistance for campership scholarships and holiday gifts. I mean, we can block it out. We don't have to mention the silent fund.
Or it's through a fund administered by, the Hugh Cargill Trust. But it doesn't matter. You're right.
It doesn't matter.
And people, I'm not sure the technicalities help here. Actually, we're making an appeal, an emotional appeal, and the mechanics are not of interest to most people.
Yeah, actually, I think we can probably just fold in that number and say, Catherine, you said 125 or whatever. We can just say we've helped over 225 families. Like that's
I don't know that. You can't add it together.
Whatever the number is, I'm fine folding it all in together because I think you're right. People are not.
But because the families overlap.
Right.
Shannon?
Bonnie would have the exact numbers for the silent fund distributions because Bonnie always sends me the list for those. So including camp scholarships and holiday gifts, Bonnie Wilbur would have the exact.
I have those numbers too.
So in terms of getting this letter out, though, we've also talked about kind of that segmentation and removing or writing personal notes on those that had already donated this year. Is that still a feasible request? Like, how are we going to do that? I'm happy to write notes, but how do we get it?
I don't think that it's feasible for this round of things. From what I gather from other organizations and the printing company, like you have to segment it yourself to do that. And I just don't think we're set up in the interest of getting this letter out. But this is why I put in the line about if you've already given, thank you. And I think that probably covers it. And then in the future, I can do a deeper dive into like how we might actually handle that. But I would hate to delay this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that line hopefully will cover, you know, and in the future we can think about like how to thank people more meaningfully. But since we did like the off-cycle letter, I don't feel like we really need to worry too much about pulling those people out, as much as I would love to do that.
So can we change in the fourth paragraph, the sentence that says if you have already given, can we change it to recently given?
Sure.
Yeah, because they are trickling in.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's great. I think that covers it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do we try to sign these personally, or we're just going to go with getting it out?
In the
simply?
past, we have not signed the all-town mailing. We did sign when we've done smaller mailings on off years.
Mm-hmm. Because how many letters actually go out? Do you know, Shannon?
I think it's probably like 7,000 if we're doing all households and PO boxes.
Yeah, I don't think we can sign all those.
No,
No.
not 7,000. It was just a nice idea, but 7,000 is a lot. Even if we were to divide it equally, no.
I don't, I think we talked about this last time. I don't know if it's possible if we have the software capability of, you know, doing some segmentation in the future, and signing, you know, signing the most productive letters, right?
The ones we count that have been generous in the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd be happy to try. I mean, I don't have the technology to, I don't
Right.
understand the technology
Yeah.
to sort, but I don't mind signing things and writing notes in the future. Okay, so that's for next round. So if this gets updated, what would be our timeline for getting this letter out?
The letters soliciting end of year donations are coming in.
They are.
Right.
Yeah. I would say anytime they can do it. Yeah.
So Kristen, you'll get these updates done, and then Shannon, you help us get it processed, is that right?
Yeah, I'll reach out to Concord Printing. They can usually do things pretty quickly for us. So I would say the latest 2 weeks. But I would hope that they could turn it around possibly a little quicker.
Great. Be nice to have it hit before Thanksgiving, right?
Yep.
Great. Okay, anything else on the annual appeal letter?
No.
Kristen, I'll get you the numbers.
Oh,
of
great.
the different things, and you can decide how to kind of group them together. But some of the families are the same, so we can't.
Yeah.
You just have to keep that in mind.
No, understood. Thank you. I just have to step away for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Great. The next thing I have on here was the silent fund appropriation, just wanting to make sure, I think this was something, I think I've mentioned that, you know, I inherited from Elizabeth just the calendar of events, and this was on the calendar for what happens now.
Right. I requested 14,000, which is about half of the amount that the silent fund has for this fiscal year. It was approved, and I believe the check was given to Shannon maybe last week. It would be $14,000, and that will be intended to cover the holiday gifts. And we already have some money in the silent fund, and we had talked about possibly making a distribution to the Concord Rec in the spring. But that's something we'll talk about after the first of the year.
And when you make that request, just so we all understand it, that's to the tax the funds.
The trustees of donations.
Right.
And they decide each year how much is available for the silent fund, for the Hugh Cargill Trust, for others. And I have not requested money from them for the Hugh Cargill Trust because we have not been getting, we have this pretty good war chest.
Mhm. And where is that money coming from to the trustees of donations? Like if it's not directed specifically to us? Do you know?
Shannon may know more about how this works, but I think there's a big pot. Shannon, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm not 100% sure, but I know in some cases they manage previously created gift accounts and such. Like, for example, there was an old gift account that had to do with flags that we were able to get an appropriation with for the 250th. So they have a lot of different pots of money that they manage.
That people make bequests to the town and you end up with all, I know our church is the same way. It's that you have to keep consolidating them or using them up. Some will come with such specific uses.
Mhm. Well. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so that's all taken care of. And then we'll hear from Bonnie, kind of what the requests are for gifts.
I should this month, she'll be soliciting, she reaches out to the Council on Aging, to the guidance counselors, to different caregivers in town, and they give her a list of families families and seniors that they would think should be included on the list. Once I get that from Bonnie, I figure out how many they are and how much we can comfortably give this year to whatever number of people that is. So at the November meeting, I'll be coming up, I hopefully will be coming up with a number that we can give, $50, $75, whatever it is. And it's usually the seniors get a certain amount, and then each child under the age of 18 is allotted a certain amount.
Great. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. So to be continued next month. All right, and the last item is just checking in on everybody's availability for December 15th.
And that's Monday again?
No, what is it? Oh, it is. I don't know why we did that. Maybe I meant to say December 16th.
The second Tuesday of December would be the 9th.
Thank you. I was really all off. How about the 9th, everybody? How's that look?
Fine.
Tuesday the 9th. That looks good.
That looks
Tuesday the
good.
9th. So that's one of those dates where I do have my later conflict. Can we do 8:45 on the 9th?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, and when Kristen pops back in, we'll just confirm that with her, but it looks like we'll have a quorum regardless. So thank you. So December 9th at 8:45. Okay, anything else for this portion of the meeting?
I have something else I just wanted to run through with you all. It looks like on Friday, the town communication manager put out some information about the SNAP benefits pause. And at the bottom of the press release, there was just some information about some other Concord charities that could be a resource for people. And we did include a link to the Hugh Cargill Trust. It does not include a sentence that says that like we would be able to provide direct relief to people to, I don't know, for groceries or whatever it may be, but that we could be of assistance for other requests so that they could have more of their own money to help with groceries and food, etc. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And then lastly, on the committee's webpage, at the section for property tax relief, we say this program is completely separate from the senior means tested program offered by the assessor's office, but take note that the program guidelines are in sync with the senior means tested program. So that's where we have that information, and then the application can be downloaded there. But if we want to include a line on the application or something moving forward, that's certainly something we can do.
Great.
And
Thank you.
great.
I also just remembered one other thing, which was that I was asked to share an invitation to Concord's Comprehensive Transportation Strategy sessions on Wednesday, November 19th. I'll forward this to you afterwards, but there are kind of drop-in sessions both in the morning and the evening to get input into transportation improvements and policies in the community. So I'll share that with you when we're done. But certainly, you know, we do see things coming in for car repairs and and we see the challenges of getting around when you're living in the suburbs. So certainly if we can improve transportation and I think provide the input from people who are challenged here, it's not a bad thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, then I move to adjourn to executive session for the purpose of discussing individuals or families seeking assistance, the disclosure of which would be a violation of privacy.
Second.
Okay, great. And all right, so moved.